Hi y'all, welcome to my first video for my blog, Sparkle Shorts. So let's get started. So you want to put on lotion or some sort of facial moisturizer. My go-to is the Clean and Clear Advantage Acne Control. Then we want to go straight into priming. My favorite is the Pure Cosmetics Correcting Primer. It's really all about redness. It has kind of a green color to it. e.l.f. has this really handy little eyebrow gel. I use it in the light. I just use the gel portion of it. I don't use the powder. The powder is too light. I use my angled Mary Kay. It's technically an eyeliner brush, but it works good for your brows. I just start and I brush up from the bottom. You want to mimic kind of the strokes of eyebrow hairs. Now I take a mascara, kind of it's one of the sample ones, but I use it to brush my brows, kind of blends that gel in. Next thing that I use is the MAC eyebrow powder. I just take the powder, same concept, want to create that shape, fill it in. Again, I go back over with the mascara wand. So I start with the Bare Minerals 5-in-1 eyeshadow primer in Soft Linen. It's my favorite. It looks like a very light, just base eyeshadow. Alright, and for the record, yes, this curtain is hanging in my bathroom. I did not hang it up just for this video. It does typically hang here, so if I do any more videos, you will probably get to see this lovely hanging curtain for the rest of the time. But it was here. I did not add it. Next, I use my Mary Kay eye crayon in, let's see, which one is this one? Purple Smoke. And I'm going to set that eyeshadow pencil with the Gilded eyeshadow from the Anastasia Beverly Hills First Eyeshadow Palette. It's my absolute favorite. It is kind of a plum, shimmery sort of color. Also matches that Purple Smoke. I'm all about a dark, plum, purple, smoky looking eye. I'm going to use a eyeshadow from the It Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. Cannot remember the color of it for the life of me right now, but I will post it below when I post all of the different cosmetics that I have used today. I'm just going to fill up my brush with that from the crease all the way up to the brow line. You just want to set that primer that we put on. So I'm going to take a gray sort of a color. Any gray works. Again, getting it from the It Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. We'll post the color later. In the crease, all the way, kind of blends that lid. Now I do want it to be a little bit darker, so I'm just going to find any sort of dark color that I can. Put a little over top of the lid, just to darken it up a bit. Now next I do eyeliner, and I start with a pencil liner, and then I put the liquid. That gives you a chance to kind of mess up with the pencil liner, to be more exact with the pencil liner, and then you can go over top with the liquid to just outline the really awesome eyeliner line that you have. So I am using the NYX Jet Black. Now I also like to run it underneath the lash line on the top. Same for the bottom. Okay, Now I also like to use a copper pencil eyeliner. It's the Ulta Automatic eyeliner in bronze. I like to run it underneath my lower lash line. Now I take my Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Intense Black. Would not use for every day, but for games and auditions, it's perfect. Just gonna run it over that pencil line that we created beautifully earlier. And I don't do this huge winged eyeliner when it comes to this. I'm gonna have false lashes on. They're gonna create all the wing and drama that I need. Speaking of lashes, those come next. I use my Duo eyelash glue. It's my favorite. It has a brush, so I feel like I can control it a little better than the tubes. And you gotta let it dry forever. Take a brush and use a any black eyeshadow just to kind of pat down on the glue, kind of set that in place. Helps it feel less sticky and a little bit more secure. Now we have that, we're going to clean up underneath our eyes. Next we're going to take our under eye concealer. I used my Maybelline Fit Me in Fair. I'm just going to run that underneath. Okay, then I take my beauty sponge. I don't have a name brand beauty blender, I just have one that I got at TJ Maxx. It's nice and wet. Then I wring it out in a towel to get the excess water off so it's nice and fat. It used to be like this size, now it's this size. Just pat underneath the eyes, blend that out. Now I'm going to take my Tarte eyeshadow cream pencil. I have completely rubbed the color off, so I will write it below for you. I do the inner corners of my eyes as well as my brow bone. It's a nice highlight and it kind of brightens everything, especially when you have sort of this darker smoky look. After we finished up everything with our eyes, minus mascara, I've been waiting to do that till the end lately, I get my foundation started. First thing I'm going to do for that is use the Dermablend Professional Cover Cream in Natural Beige. It's a good color if you're spray tanned, and it comes with this little scraper thing. I put it on my wrist to get it warm. Normally I would do that kind of while I was doing my eyes so that it could be getting warm while I was doing something else and I didn't have to wait for it. But for video and order purposes, I did it now. So I'll wait for that to get nice and warm. Now that it's nice, warm, and dewy, I'm going to take that beauty sponge from earlier, take the nice flat end there, just dab it in that. And I get my most redness here, and I have kind of a sun scar sort of piece on my nose, so I like to cover it up. Also, just having your nose look really clear and clean is good for once we go to add highlight later. So I'm just going to dab that. Alright, now I'm going to do the same concept with my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, which is nice and scratched up, in neutral medium. Put it on my wrist, let it get a little warm. Yep, and it's warm already. I'm going to take the pointed end of my brush, dab it in that, and make sort of a triangle underneath my eyes. It's not an exact science, it just kind of creates a nice little base for your foundation. And speaking of foundation, my absolute addiction, thanks to some of my current teammates and coach, is the Pure Minerals Liquid Veil. It's a 4-in-1 spray. It's pretty much like airbrush for your face. I use it in medium. Pretty much I use everything in medium when I've got a spray tan for games and auditions. I use my e.l.f. mineral powder brush. It's a nice, kind of like a stippling brush. You just want something small like this. Shake it up. Spray it into the brush. Circular motion. It's all over the face. Once we have all of that blended out in circular motions, we're then going to set it into place with our powders. I'm going to use the foundation mixed with a little touch-up veil, circular motions all over my face. Then I'm going to take my Bare Minerals Illuminating Mineral Veil and set it underneath my eyes. Kind of gives a little light, especially when you're tired. Once we have set everything into place, we're going to begin kind of our contouring. I don't do really harsh contours, not all about that. I like to use my Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1. It's their pressed mineral makeup. I just use it in a darker color. This is deep, obviously not my regular color, but it works good for contouring. It's very creamy. I use a thin brush, super thin, also an e.l.f. brush. It is the eye crease brush. I'm not using it for that, although sometimes I do. Line the sides of my nose, underneath my lip, then the sides of my chin, and then make a nice little fish face. Run it just from kind of the ear halfway. That's more to give me a nice steady guide for my bronzer later. So once I do that, I'm going to take my Pure Glow Together. It's their matte shimmer bronzer palette that just came out. It's awesome. Just circle it around in all of it. Going to start, you want to kind of get temples, hit those real distinctly first, under the jawline. Then those lines we made for our cheeks, we're going to blend those. We're just going to get a bunch and kind of run it all over, around the top, down the sides. And I also like to put it in my hairline because my hairline doesn't always get a good tan, so we're going to fake it. I don't use a traditional blush. I like to use my new Sun Kiss Glow palette from Pure. Take the middle, it's a nice pink. Warm it up with my finger. Then I'm just going to take my bronzer that I had, blend that. Now that I have the blush and the contour bronzing all set in place, I'm going to highlight with that same Pure palette. I have this lovely little brush. It's thin, but it's wide. Put it in the lightest color. Going to run it above my cheekbones and down the bridge of my nose. Make a little V shape in between the eyebrows. On my chin. And once we have that, I'm going to set it. Just take that same brush, take a little of the Bare Minerals illuminating powder that we used earlier, and just kind of set it. I'm going to take my large brush that I used earlier and run the leftover illuminating powder and regular Bare Minerals powder that I used for my face earlier, and just let everything blend in as one. For my game day lips, I absolutely love Bare Minerals Pretty Amazing in Strength. It is not made anymore from my understanding, so I did kind of have to go searching for it through eBay and Amazon, but I will try to post some links below or in my blog so that you can find it. It is a liquid lipstick that once you put this stuff on, it stays. Kind of stains your lips a little bit as you're wearing it, so that even as you're sweating and it's rubbing off, you still see color, which is awesome. Get my mascara. I start with my regular Big Look Pure Mascara. Then I'm going to go over my upper lashes and my lower lashes with the waterproof Big Look. If you use your regular mascara, then you put the waterproof on top. It's a lot easier to remove later. Alright, once I have that on, it looks basically complete. I just kind of look everything over. Make sure I don't have any crumblies under my eyes. Make sure contour is dark enough, or if it's too dark, lighten it up. Make sure my highlight is where I want it to be. And that is it. Thanks for watching.